If you're building a startup or thinking about it, hit subscribe. This channel breaks down the business fundamentals you actually need to know. Picture this. You buy a new dress, notice a tiny loose thread, and think, I'll fix it later. Weeks pass. The thread gets longer, becomes a small hole, then tears completely. Now the dress is unwearable. This is exactly what happens to startups that ignore HR. Small people problems become business-ending disasters. Most founders obsess over product development, customer acquisition, and funding rounds, all crucial. But here's what they miss. Without proper people processes, even the best ideas collapse. Your team is your competitive advantage. Today, I would like to share a few fundamentals, people-related matters that is important for startup. Think of a small kedai runchit in a kampung, just the owner and one staff. Simple setup, right? But without clear roles, even basic tasks get tangled. Who restocks the shelves? Who handles cash? If the owner assumes the worker knows, and the worker assumes the owner will say something, nothing gets done, or everything gets done twice. It's just like adding salt to soup. Too many cooks, no recipe, and suddenly your business tastes like confusion. Without clear roles, you get duplicated effort or critical gaps. Define who does what, even in a 3-person team. Here's a costly mistake, calling full-time workers freelancers to avoid benefits. If someone works your hours, follows your processes, and takes your direction, legally, they're an employee. Misclassify them, and you're looking at back payments, penalties, and potential lawsuits. But let's go deeper. Without a clear contract, the line between employee rights and employer expectations gets blurry. You might say, we trust each other. That's great, trust is essential. But in business, trust must be documented. Policies, procedures, and contracts aren't signs of distrust. They're signs of respect. They protect both sides. Because when things go wrong, and they will, verbal promises vanish. Written clarity remains. You can't just say, I trust Oya not to scratch the sofa and leave it at that. You set rules, you write them down, you stick them on the fridge. Taxes, social security, employment insurance, these aren't optional extras. Missing statutory payments can trigger penalties that cripple cash flow. Let's be clear, statutory payments aren't burdens, they're rights. EPF, SOCSO, EIS, taxes, these are legal entitlements, not optional gestures. Even if your business hits a financial crisis, your responsibility doesn't vanish. You can't say, I'm just a small startup, and skip the law. Being an employer means honoring livelihoods, not just chasing profit. If you can't afford to pay people properly, you're not ready to hire. Set up proper payroll systems early, even if you're only paying one person. Culture isn't ping-pong tables and free snacks. It's your shared values in action. Even if you're a one-person show with one staff, you still have a company culture. It's not about fancy mission statements or corporate posters. It's about your principles, your non-negotiables. What do you stand for? What behaviors won't you tolerate? Write them down. Say them out loud. Because when values are vague, boundaries get crossed. And when values are clear, even a tiny team can move with purpose. Toxic culture spreads fast in small teams. Define your values early and hire people who actually live them, not just people who need jobs. Don't wait for annual reviews that never happen. Schedule monthly check-ins with each team member. How are you feeling about your work? What support do you need? What's frustrating you? These conversations prevent small issues from becoming resignation letters. Remember our torn dress? When you delay HR foundations, small problems compound, non-compliance penalties, good people leaving, toxic culture spreading, by then fixing costs more than building it right initially. HR is like a seatbelt. When everything's smooth, you barely notice it. But when crisis hits, wrongful termination claims, compliance audits, key people quitting, that's when proper HR saves your business. If these kibbles fed your soul or tickled your HR bone, give it a like, subscribe for more, and tap that bell so Meow Tilda never meows alone.